Melbourne going to be the main concern right now. You can see that gate-to-gate shear. You've got about 20 to 30 mile per hour winds going in opposite directions. That's where that couplet is, just north of Melbourne. If we can, let's zoom in just a little bit here along 96. That is where that route is. If we can just go up, move it up just a little bit, nope, the other direction. We're going to be going back to where that center of circulation would be. So this is right where our main concern is, the city of Melbourne along County Road 12. This is in southern Lamar County. And this is, again, very fine-tuned product that we use. The velocity product shows you where that center of circulation would be. And it's moving east at 45 miles an hour. So this is screaming. The key here is that you go to the most interior room of your home, get away from windows, put your helmet on, and you need tennis shoes. I'd also always suggest to maybe bring any sort of loud noise, whether it's a whistle and or some sort of air horn, if you have that possibility. So this is the reflectivity. Let's zoom out and kind of show everybody, because when we get these rain-wrapped storms like this inside a bow echo feature, it's really difficult to see exactly how this can develop. And right now there's not really that kidney bean shape that we look at. There's a little bit of an inflow here back into southern Lamar County. That's where that tornado warning is. It's a part of the severe thunderstorm warning. It's that southern tier. So let's go ahead and kind of zoom out just a little bit, Mick, and take all of these points off. It gets a little bit boogered up. So let's show you where this severe thunderstorm warning is as opposed to the tornado warning. Those of you in Hamilton, you're about to get lit up with some really heavy rain and the possibility of some pretty gusty winds as well. Just because you're not underneath the tornado warning doesn't mean you don't need to take this stuff seriously. So if we can, we'll zoom out a little bit because we're getting covered by the boundary, or not the boundary, the banner, and take you back into this particular cell. We'll zoom into these two counties if we can, Lamar and Marion County. We'll put it right about here, and you'll notice that again, the tornado warning is back through Lamar County if we can. Can we zoom down to that one, Mickey, please? And we'll show you that's the southern tier of this community. So Vernon, you're not necessarily underneath the tornado warning, but yes, you've got some very heavy rain, some strong gusty winds and associated with this. So those of you in Bedford to Vernon, you're probably getting woken up to by the gust of wind and of course the lightning as well. Broad rotation happening in Lamar County. This is just north of 90, I believe it's 96, Mickey, because 92 runs right through Melbourne, and if my eyes can work that well, yeah, it's 96. So Melbourne goes from 96 over to Milport. You'll notice that again, that's that center of circulation where the green and the red meet. That's what we call a couplet. And when you do the gate-to-gate shear, Mick, if we can't put a pixel query on that, and we'll show you that winds have been gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour one way and about 40 miles an hour the other direction with that gate-to-gate shear. So again, this is where that tornado warning has been located, and it's for the southern part of Lamar County. It includes the city of Star, Haitoji, and Kingsville. This is along Highway 17 from Vernon down to Milport. You need to be in your safe place. This is the way, again, Highway 96. Let's move some of that off the screen and try to show you right here. That's where that center of your circulation would be. So this is now just north of Milport, or Melbourne, excuse me. A County Road 10 is going to be where you begin to see that inflow. Right here, if we can. Keep that circled, Mick, and then we'll turn on the storm relative velocity, and you can see where that couplet would be located, and that's exactly what we're looking at. So where he had circled that inflow meets exactly where that couplet lines up. So County Road 10 meet Mug Creek Road. You need to be in your safe place. Those of you along Bradford Road, this is again south of Haitoji in Lamar County, moving to the east at about 45 miles an hour. Broad center of circulation north of Fernbank. If you're in Fernbank, you need to get to the lowest level, most interior room of your home. I know this can be a bit scary because it is 6:25 in the morning. You're probably getting the kids up for work and you're getting ready for school. It's important that you take these things seriously. Even though this is a very broad area, the National Weather Service, again, this is radar indicated tornado warning for southern Lamar County. So this is something that we have called the triple threat. with our Barron products, and it's incredible to use, but it's picking up on the hail and again 2 inches of rain an hour. But let's go ahead and show you kind of where this big picture is. For Lamar County itself, it's the southern tier. City of Melbourne, you are now just being inundated with really heavy rain, some stronger gustier winds, and some frequent lightning. Where you see this kink in this main line is exactly where that center of circulation would be. So if we can, Mick, let's just go and zoom into that kink, and we'll show you again how this is moving to the northeast at about 45 miles an hour. We've got an east-northeasterly component coming in from Star to Kingsville. You need to be in your safe place. This is crossing again Highway 17 in southern Lamar County within the next, I'd say, 15 minutes. Those of you in Milport, Kennedy, you're underneath the tornado warning as well, moving to the east fairly quickly, 45 miles an hour. We've got the tornado warning until about 7 o'clock this morning. So keep in mind, this is going to be an evolving situation as we head through the remainder of the morning. You've got to make sure that you have a way to get watches and warnings. And I think the best thing is some of these school districts have delayed classes, which again is the good thing, because sometimes the bus picks you up at about 6:30. And if you are in this, again, that's not the best place to be. You do not want to be in a car. You do not want to be in a vehicle at all. So the tornado warning for Lamar County, it's the southern half of Lamar County until 7 a.m. Let's take you back to the bigger picture, show you where this warning is. Let's stop right here. We'll just keep it right here into that warning, Mick. And again, I want people to realize that this is the southern half of the county. So if you live in Vernon, you're really on the fringe. Keep, if we can, zoom in just slightly to this warning. And if you live in Milport, you're in the warning. But if you live in Detroit or if you live up towards Vernon, you are not in the warning. You are going to get inundated with heavy rain and some stronger gustier winds, but it is just a severe thunderstorm warning. And I say just a severe thunderstorm warning. These winds this morning have been picking up to about 60 miles an hour. So those of you in Hitoji, 6:36. You got 10 minutes to get to your safe place. You're in the tornado warning. Those of you in Kingsville, you have about, I'd say, 15 minutes as well. Crossville, 6:46. Kennedy, 6:46. If you live in Belk, you're coming up at around 6:49. Mount Vernon at 6:53. So if this holds together, it'll move to the east and will enter the next community. So those of you in, I'd say, Fayette and Walker counties, you also need to be on alert as this whole system moves in. So Marion County, Fayette County, anywhere from Lamar County east or west, excuse me, you need to be in your safe place. So this is again for Lamar County, southern tier of Lamar County. Those of you in the city of Star and even back towards the state line, I give you the all clear. Let's zoom out and show you again, this is where that broad center of circulation would be. This is a tornado warning about to cross over Highway 17 from Hitoji down to about Kingsville. That's where that main line is going to come over. I think this is where that broad rotation will be. So from Fernbake to Hitoji, you need to be in your safe place. This is moving to the east at about 45 miles an hour. And again, this is very broad. Do you have any reports of what the National Weather Service is saying? Here, I'll pull up. Let me hop over here, Mick, and I will look at what they've got going on and see what they're saying. But again, they're continuing the tornado warning until 7 o'clock. There have been 3 circulations continued from just west of Milport, just as of south of Lamar County. And it says they've been steady. Stayed on recent scans from the Columbus, Mississippi radar, so we're going to see what they have to do. Okay, so again, this is the tornado warning for southern Lamar County. It includes Hitoji, it includes Fernbake. I would say this right here is where that inflow is, and if we can tilt it a little bit, and we kind of include Fernbake and Hitoji when we're looking at the data, and you can see that there is that center of circulation. It's fairly broad, but any storm that develops this morning that we've been talking about all morning can have the possibility to be severe and or have a tornado in place. And that's what we're looking at. So they're going to continue the warning until 7 a.m. This is for the southern tier of Lamar County. They've said the hail in this is about 3/4 of an inch. So pretty large hail inside the system, in addition to the tornado, which is radar indicated. This is all coming in from the National Weather Service. They said the circulation is now again on the Alabama side in Lamar County. It impacts County Road 12, County Road 10. There's 1 to 2 additional circulations a little bit further north, which in the part of the tornado warning polygon. So again, that's why they've made it just a little bit bigger. So if we can, let's take off all of the information here, Mick, and we'll zoom out just a little bit and show you again. They've clipped out now. If you live in Melbourne, you're on the all clear. Those of you from Hitoji to Milport over to Kennedy, Mount Vernon would be in Fayette County. So this is the city of Fayette. They've now included a severe thunderstorm warning for Fayette County. If we can, let's see how long that one goes to. I believe it'll go until 7:30, that severe thunderstorm warning for Fayette County. So again, we've got 1 tornado warning, several different severe thunderstorm warnings. It includes Marion and even northern Lamar County. All of Fayette County now underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. The reason we're going just minute by minute here with you is because of this tornado warning that is in place for southern Lamar County. It includes the city of Vernon and includes the city just to the south of that in Milport, places like Fernbank underneath that as well. Also keeping our eyes on some of the cells that are coming back in from the west. You've got Philadelphia, Mississippi, and then one that's in Columbus. Lowndes County, Mississippi includes Starkville. If that holds its trek together, that'll impact places like Pickens County. And the main concern is going to be this line with several kinks in the mix of it. And that's where you'll get that air to begin to circulate. So let's go back to, again, that tornado warning, and we'll southern Lamar County from about Vernon, not necessarily underneath the tornado warning, but those of you in Hitoji and Kingsville up through Milport here. Well, let's keep it right here. For southern Morris Road, that includes Liberty Church Road, Mount Pleasant Church Road. So the city of Kingsville, if you can hear my voice in southern Lamar County, you need to be in your lowest level, most interior room of your home. The wind is picked up, the rain is loud. And again, there is this soft chance that there is this broad center of circulation coming in through the southern portion of the state, if we can, or southern portion of the county. Let's zoom out just a little bit, Mickey, and we'll see if we can see any sort of other kinks in the line. Is this from the Columbus radar by chance? It is? Okay, great. So again, at this point, it looks fairly broad. This is the storm relative, and you'll notice there's one little kink and a second little kink coming in from Milport and then just south of Hitoji. This is going to be crossing 17 just to the east of Fernbank, coming up into Milport. Been to Milport, beautiful town. If you can hear my voice in the city of Milport, you need to get to the smallest, most interior room of your home. That's a bathroom, away from windows, under the stairs, a closet, something to protect you from the outside walls. You don't need to be as close to the walls as you can. You need to be on the most interior portion of your house. Put your helmet on. You need to put your tennis shoes on and have a way to turn up the TV as loud as you possibly can, or even take our First Alert weather app with you into those locations in case you lose power. That way we are streaming live on Facebook. We're streaming live on our website. You can go to WBRC, search the First Alert weather app, and we will pop up immediately. So again, this tornado warning includes southern Lamar County. Those of you in Star, I would go ahead and give you the all clear. You are dealing with just very heavy rain at this point. It's this leading edge from Kingsville down to Milport where you've got 2 different kinks in the line. The first one is just south of Kingsville. That's going to be moving across the city there. Then you've got the second one that's just north of Milport. If we can, we'll turn on the velocity product, Mick, and we'll show you those 2 brighter areas. Let's do storm relative if we can, and show you the velocity product. If this is just a broad brushed idea of the velocity product, and there you go. You can see those kinks in the line. That gives you a better idea of how this is going to play out. So for right now, it looks fairly broad. I'm looking at to see what the National Weather Service is saying, and for right now, they're just going to continue the warning for southern Lamar County until 7 o'clock. So we've got about 30 more minutes unless they decide to pull this back. They don't see any evidence, but again, radar indicated. They're going to continue it until 7 o'clock. So we'll stay with you. We've got Matt Daniel pushing out alerts to your cell phone, Mickey Ferguson running the radar for me. And of course, if you live in Milport and if you live in Kingsville, you need to be in your safe place. This broad, bright color here, as you see let's zoom out just a little bit, Mick. There we go. We've got these two bright spots on the velocity product. And for right now, where these two meet, just along Highway 17 between Milport and Kingsville, no one should be traveling along that stretch of the interstate or the county highway. Highway 17 from Kingsville to Milport, nobody needs to be on the road right now. These two circulations are crossing over Highway 17 in Lamar County, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Kennedy, you need to be in your safe place. Where Kennedy intersects 96 and Highway, let's see, Mick, if we can, Highway State Route, nope, the other direction. We'll zoom out just a little bit. Highway 96 meets State Route 17. The city of Kennedy, you need to be in your safe place. Again, this is 96, this is 17, where they intersect. You'll need to be in your safe place. If we can, Mickey, can we see what that particular here? Let me see what road this is real quick, and we'll be able to give people a better idea. So yes, so State Road 17 meets State Road 19. That's where that center of circulation will come up right on top of you here on State Road 96 meets State Road 17. This is just outside of the city of Kennedy. That center of circulation going to be crossing right over, probably within the next 15 minutes. Let's zoom out just a little bit, Mick, and show you where these two broad rotation areas are. Again, you've got one kink in the line just south of Kingsville, and then you've also got one right on top of Milport. That's going to be crossing 96 and 17 just outside the city of Kennedy. Let's put a track on this, and again, you've got 647. You've got less than 10 minutes to get in your safe place, Kennedy. This is where that center of circulation will be crossing over 96 and 17, and this is going to be moving east at about 45 miles an hour. If this system holds together, we've got Fayette underneath a severe thunderstorm warning, and if the National Weather Service feels necessary, they will continue that tornado warning into Fayette County. So those of you in Belk, those of you in, I'd say, Jerusalem, even the city of Fayette, if this all holds together, you would be next on the list. Let's zoom out, Mick, and put on the reflectivity and show people exactly where these severe thunderstorm warnings are in addition to the tornado warning. So let's clear the screen and we'll show you again. Severe thunderstorm warnings for southern Marion, all of Marion on the eastern half. Let's just zoom into this quadrant where people are. And from Marion, the city of Guin, those of you in Milport, to Vernon, down to even Fayette, underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. The southern tier of Lamar County is what we've got a concern for. If we can, let's click that skit, Mick, just north of Milport, and that'll give you a good projection of where these communities are. So Kennedy, you've got about 646. You've got 10 minutes to get into your safe place. Belk, 651. Time of arrival for Ashcroft Corner at 654. Renfro Valley at 655. Jerusalem, you've got a good chunk of time. You've got 20 minutes to get into your safe place if the National Weather Service deems necessary to continue the tornado warning east. And this is all a big part of a line of thunderstorms. We've taken the lightning data off because it does get a little bit too crowded, but this is that one particular cell that has a bit of a kink in it, and the National Weather Service has issued that tornado warning for Lamar County until 7 a.m. If you're in, I'd say, Sullivan, your NOAA weather radio is going off, but I want you to be mindful that you're not underneath this tornado warning. It's the city of Milport, Kennedy, Kingsville. And for right now, I'd say Milport, you're dealing with just very heavy rain and some stronger gustier winds. Kennedy, you need to be in your safe place now. Lowest level, most interior room of your home. That includes County Road 49 that goes up to Foster's Road. That's going to be where that center of circulation is located on Mount Pleasant Church Road, right along County Road 19. That's moving right here. We've got potentially that circulation. We can turn on the velocity product and we'll show you where those brighter colors stand out, because right now reflectivity is on the bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know what I'm looking for? The word I'm looking for. Boogered up. I don't know if that's a better word to say. It's boogered up right now. It's just kind of inundated. And right now it looks like it's going to be more along the lines of between County Roads 12 in the city of Kennedy on State Route 96. So this intersection, no one should be driving along Foster's Road or Cody Road north of the city of Kennedy. This is southern Lamar County. The National Weather Service still trying to figure out if they're going to expand this into Fayette County. At this point, I would say they are likely going to issue a tornado warning for southern Fayette County. The broad center of circulation is over Kennedy at this time, which is southeast Lamar County. They said stand by. So yes, we may be here longer as we head into the remainder of the morning. So city of Kennedy, you are underneath the tornado warning at this time. It would be right on top of you. It's going to be moving east. So the National Weather Service has decided that they're probably going to expand this into Fayette County. So let's zoom out slightly, Mick, and we'll show you kind of what people can anticipate as this moves east. So the Fayette County right now is underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. Places like Belk, you probably need to go ahead and get into your safe place, as this will be the next line of impact. And it's really this cell. I would say that the whole thing is going to be filled with water. You've got a lot of heavy rain coming through. Also strong gusty winds on the outskirts of this, upwards of 60 miles an hour. And yes, the National Weather Service out of Birmingham has now issued a tornado warning that will expire at 7:30 for Fayette County. All my instruments are dinging at this point. So again, they just expanded the tornado warning into Fayette County. We'll take all of this off, and once that warning pops up, we'll zoom into that, Mick, and we'll show everybody kind of what we're dealing with. Do you know why it's darker colored here? What's going on with that? Do you know? Let's just clear it and see if we can clear all that data off for everybody and show you where those skits are. Perfect. So we've got 2 skits coming out. The Barron product is incredible. It picks up on where the center of these cells are and where they may be going. We'll click on the first one that's leaving Lamar County and now includes portions of Fayette County. This is the southern tier of Fayette. If you live in the city of Fayette, if you live in Barry, you are underneath the tornado warning. That means you need to get into the center room of your home. I have spoken at Fayette and of course Barry Elementary School many a times, and I'm telling you, beautiful little town. It's a small elementary school. I know people are headed to potentially the bus stop, getting ready for work, getting the kids up. Your NOAA weather radio is going off, or your National Weather Service alerts, or the First Alert weather app is going off. And I want you to be very mindful. Waking up right now could be a little bit scary, but I want to calm your fears here. We're here to inform you, not scare you. The main concern with this is, again, this tornado warning that is radar indicated. There is a small circulation that is moving through. They're also watching another circulation, Mick, up and through Marion County. If we can, go to Brilliant, which sits right here, right along 22. It's just south of Hamilton. So Brilliant is going to be in Marion County. We'll zoom in. Yep, right there. It's along 22. They are watching a circulation. So let's keep it right here. Let's keep this frame, and we'll go back to the velocity product, and we'll show you again where they're watching these portions of circulation. Is this still the Columbus radar? Perfect. All right. So again, yeah, broad area of rotation back along I-22. At this point in the city of Brilliant, they have not issued a tornado warning yet, but it is something to keep in mind within the next probably 20-30 minutes. The National Weather Service out of Birmingham is watching that circulation as well. We'll take you back to Fayette County. This is where, again, that tornado warning polygon has now moved from Lamar over to Fayette. If you live in the city of Belk, you need to be in your safe place, lowest level, most interior room of your home. If you live in Ashcroft Corner, 7 a.m., you've got about 18 minutes to get into your safe place. Jerusalem, about 20 minutes. And then if you live in Newtonville, you've got about 20 minutes as well. So keep in mind, this is all moving east, a big broad area of rotation. Let's zoom down here and take all this information off the screen if you can, Mick. There we go. Back through Kennedy, you're now underneath that tornado warning. It looks like the circulation itself is now just to the east of State Route 96, or at least north of it, and it's about crossing State Route 96 into Fayette County. City of Belk sits right on the line. This is going to be coming in with a wall of water. It'll be rain wrapped. You will not be able to see that circulation with your bare eyes. It is radar indicated. These kinks in the line are what we're keeping our eyes on. And we've been talking about it. We talked about it last night with Lauren. She was here overnight. Matt yesterday morning. Mickey, myself, the whole team, Tania and Wes all covered it last week. We had this idea that early this morning we would be dealing with strong gusty winds, heavy rain, hail, and the possibility of an isolated tornado. And yes, this is an isolated tornado. We've got one tornado warning now for Lamar County, in Fayette County. The one in Lamar County will expire here within the next 15 minutes. I would say if you live in Fernbake or Star, you've got the all clear. Kennedy, you've got about 10 more minutes to sit in your safe place, and then you should be good to go. With that, Belk, Coven, Jerusalem, Fayette, you are all needing to be in your safe place. Cedar Hill, this is in Fayette County, that sits along the interstate there, right along State Route 96. So 96 travels from Lamar County into Fayette County. Mulberry Lane, it's going to be right on top of you. From Cedar Hill over to Old Town, and in the city of Fayette itself, 43, you need to be in your safe place. So let's zoom out, kind of show just a little bit, Mick. We'll zoom out just slightly, and we'll show you exactly for those of you who are coming up through Belk, Cedar Hill, Fayette. Barry sits down here. So what you're going to look at is this tornado warning, and we'll show you the whole tornado warning polygon. It includes Jerusalem. It includes the city of Barry. Highway 43 comes through the city of Fayette, goes all the way down into Tuscaloosa County. At this point, Tuscaloosa, you are not underneath a tornado warning. If this holds together, that northern tier of Tuscaloosa County near Samantha may get clipped. So stay tuned for that. We also have our eyes on that circulation back up towards Brilliant. This is in Marion County. Not necessarily issued a tornado warning just yet, but if you notice this bow-like feature, winds that ahead of this are upwards of 60 miles an hour. That can easily knock down trees and or power lines. And according to the National Weather Service, the circulation in Marion County has become less interesting, but there's still pockets of strong straight line winds moving in eastern Marion County. So that's why they're going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Marion County. Next on the list would be places like Lind, Carbon Hill in northern Walker County. That's going to be moving to places like Arley, Smith Lake, if it holds together. So let's take you back to these two polygons. The one severe thunderstorm warning where you've got winds upwards of 60 plus miles an hour. Let's take you into this one tornado warning, because that is again the most of our concerns right now. When we have radar indicated tornadoes, you need to be in your safe place. The city of Belk, Coven, Fayette, Jerusalem, and Gumbud. You need to be in your safe place. 43 is this road right here. If you live in Fayette County, City of Fayette South, you do not need to be on the road of 43 at all. If you need to travel up towards Bobo, now is not the time. You do not need to travel north or south in the city of Fayette along 43. That is off limits. And this is a Highway 43 where it intersects 96. So anywhere from Coven back over to Fayette and Gumbud, you need to be in your safe place. You notice that that brighter spot that Mickey was just highlighting would be that center of circulation. What's interesting is with this line, it is a really, it's a line of storms, and any sort of disturbance, that little kink that we're dealing with, that's where that circulation can happen. There is this off chance that this whole system moves east. So those of you in, I'd say, Walker County, Cullman County, places like Jefferson, you all need to be mindful of what's going to be happening within the next couple of hours. So at this time, this is where that circulation would be. The velocity picking up in Lamar Road. This is actually for Fayette County. If we can, we'll zoom out just slightly, Mick, and we'll show people kind of where this line is kinked. So notice from the city of Belk down to Ashcroft or Craft Corner, that's crossing back towards the 43 corridor. So Fayette, you've got about 15 to 20 minutes before this is knocking on your door. Gumbud as well, 15 to 20 minutes. That means you need to be in the lowest level, most interior room of your home, away from walls and windows. Those of you in Hitoji, Milport, in Lamar County, I give you the all clear. You're on the back side of this main line right now. Even though the tornado warning is still ongoing, I give you the all clear. However, if you live on the east half of Fayette County, those of you in Barry, Concord, 43, travels through the city, you do not need to be on that road whatsoever in the city of Fayette. You need to get off the interstate. You need to find a site-built home. If you can hear my voice, we are broadcasting on several radio stations as well across the state. Take it easy. You do not need to be on the road anywhere from, again, County Road 35, State Road 159, Highway 43, Roslyn City, City of Fayette. This is all going to be impacted. Places like Cedar Hill getting inundated with some very heavy rain. Mount Joy Road. If you live on Mount Joy Road, I need you to be in your safe place right now. City of Jerusalem as well. It's just to the north of you in Gumbud as well, County Road 35. Let's zoom out, kind of because the banner is blocking some of this. So if we can, we'll zoom in to where that City of Fayette meets Gumbud, and we'll turn on the velocity product and show you again. It's not your typical kidney bean shape, but there is enough broad rotation with this cell coming out of the city of Belk and Kennedy moving towards Jerusalem. That kink in the line is what we've got our eyes on. And so at this point, they've canceled the tornado warning for Lamar County. They've extended it into Fayette County. So if you live in the city of Fayette, if you live, or if like the people say, they say Fayette. They say Fayette, F-E-T, Fayette. If you live in Fayette, you need to be in your safe place now. In Jerusalem as well. That center of circulation going to be crossing right over the highway there. That is Highway State Route 159, Coal Fire Creek Road. If you live in I'd say anywhere from Owens Cutoff over to County Road 4, County Road 700, back over towards Palestine Road and State Road 171. Those of you in Gumbud and back over to Concord, you should also be on the lookout. You've got about 15 minutes to get to your safe place, and it's going to continue. The storms in Alabama are interesting. We'll give you a quick science lesson. Here's the thing. They run on cycles. A lot of them are cyclic. And so you may see a tornado form in one spot. It picks itself back up. That same parent storm can then drop an additional tornado in a different location. We saw that several weeks ago with that whole line that just kept regenerating itself. But this one looks more along the lines of a bow echo feature with little kinks in the line. And so again, Mick has circled just south of Fayette, north of Gumbud. That's going to be moving to the east. Those of you in Bankston along 43, City of Berry, you need to be in your safe place. It's all moving east at about 45 miles an hour. And the National Weather Service has been saying that they obviously canceled the tornado warning for Lamar County, and they have been tracking that same broad area of rotation in Fayette County, but at this time it's evolving into more of a straight line wind signature. We'll see what the next few radar scans show. So what they're looking at is when that radar clings by it, they will see, is that center of circulation still there, or is it more broad than anything else? And at this point, in our meteorological profession, Mick, would you say this looks more broad? If we can go back to that velocity product and we can kind of show you, it looks fairly broad. There is not really that bright center of circulation where you've got the two both close together. If we can just keep it right there. Yep, right through Gumbud. That's where, again, I think that's where that broad center of circulation would be. City of Jerusalem, if you can hear my voice, lowest level, most interior room of your home. Put your helmet on, put your tennis shoes on, and turn the TV up so loud. Turn it all the way up. Take your cell phone with you and be in your safe place so you can hear my voice, you can hear Mickey's, and of course Matt. He is pushing out alerts on our First Alert weather app. So please, if you can't hear me, go to the app and we'll be happy to inform you with what's going on there. He's going to continue to give updates throughout the rest of the morning as well. If you live in Gumbud or Jerusalem, you need to be in your safe place. Newtonville, you're going to get hit by some really heavy rain and some stronger gustier winds on the outside of this. Piney Grove Church all the way to Cleveland, and I'd say back over to Berry. Yes, you're in the tornado warning, but for right now, you've just got light rain, and this is again moving east. So the National Weather Service is going to be taking these scans in and seeing how this plays out and whether or not they want to continue to expand the tornado warning. So let's show everybody, kind of give people the big picture, Mick, and we'll show people what we're looking at as far as who's in and who's out of what's going on. So we'll go back to the reflectivity product, show you the radar. Out of the Columbus radar, you'll notice again the heaviest of rain coming in through Marion, now Winston County. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning moving east. They probably extend that east into Winston County, the National Weather Service, because again, the winds have been upwards of 60 miles an hour, and you've had about a good 3/4 inch hail inside some of these cells. Just like we've been talking about this morning, this is playing out how we thought things would occur. We've got one tornado warning, one severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning is for Marion County, northern Fayette County until 7:30. The tornado warning polygon for Fayette goes until 7:30 as well. It includes the city of Fayette, includes Berry. It includes these smaller communities as well, but the main concern is going to be coming up through places like the city of Fayette and then down through, if we can zoom in just a little bit. I think Coven, you're probably going to be dealing with just heavy rain right now. You're on the west side of the main line, but it's this kink in the line that has prompted this severe the tornado warning. So you've got Highway 43 coming out of the city of Fayette, goes in between Fayette and Barry. This is, again, city of Bankston. You will be clipped by what could potentially be that rotation. Now, the National Weather Service is again indicating that they're going to continue with the tornado warning until 7:30. We've had reports that in southern Lamar County, about 6 to 7 people, they said there's no damage, just windy and wet. The National Weather Service is obviously going to go in and check on that as well. So again, this is a radar indicated tornado warning for Fayette County until 7:30. Belk, it's happening now. It's right on top of you. The heavy rain is on top of you, but the center of circulation is now going to be impacting places like Gumbud and Fayette. That's where that circulation would be. I would give you the all clear if you live in Belk as far as the tornado warning goes. City of Fayette, you're inundated with very heavy rain. Roslyn City, if we can we drop that banner if we can, or just move that? Thank you. If we can, just move the map up just slightly, and you'll notice again. So this is where I want to go. We'll be right back here. That is where we've got that kink in the line, where you see again that inflow coming up through Gumbud and back down through Jerusalem. That's where that kink in the line sits, and this is crossing over. This is State Route 171. This is going to be just south of the city of Gumbud. In my opinion, it looks fairly broad. We'll see if the National Weather Service reissues it or continues it into the eastern half of Fayette County. But what Mickey's putting up here for you is the triple threat. What we look at is the hail, the wind shear, and of course heavy rain. You've got about a ½ inch sized hail according to the radar estimates also from the National Weather Service. They said up to about 3/4 inch. As far as rain goes, it doesn't look that impressive. You're less than an inch in an hour, which isn't going to lead to any flooding situations. But the main concern again is the tornado warning, and it's that kink in the line from about Gumbud, and I would even say that we've got some sort of inflow here as well. It's not the same direction, but it could be circulating back around up through Newtonville and Concord. So this whole line of water and wind is going to be rolling in from Gumbud down to Newtonville. I would go ahead and be in your safe place. That's County Road and State Route 171 that leads from the city of Fayette south. Moving east, next on the list would be Bankston, Cleveland, and then New Lexington. You're not necessarily in the warning, but it gets close to you. City of Barry is on that eastern finger of Fayette County. So those of you in Cleveland to Barry to Bankston, right now you're not dealing with much. You've got some probably gusty winds outside of this, and you're also dealing with the really heavy rain just to the west of you. So let's go back to where that circulation would be and put on the reflectivity product, because I want people to see that this is going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to see what's inside of this, but again, these fingers, if you will, these kinks in the line are what's caused the tornado warning to be issued. So if we can, we'll zoom out slightly, because I don't think that's really where that circulation sits. I think it's just south of Gumbud and back over towards the eastern half of Gumbud. You've got this appendage, if you will, this a finger of some heavy rain and some stronger gustier winds on the outside of this as it's crossing County Route 171. This thing is rain wrapped, so you're not going to be able to see it. You won't be able to pinpoint it with your eyes, and that's what radar does for us. People are asking on the National Weather Service chat. We are in this small group of people, and people are asking whether or not they're going to continue it for southern Fayette County, if they're going to include it Walker County. At this point, I think it's fairly broad. I think things are filling in, and behind this, if you live in Coven or Belk, I give you the all clear if you're in Fayette County. Those of you in Gumbud, you're beginning to see just more heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. Not necessarily the rotation, if you will. Let's zoom out a little bit, Mick, and we'll put on that velocity product and see if we can see any of these kinks. So yeah, this is where I'm talking about, that Gumbud up of Concord. If you can, we'll do one of these things. We'll switch back from reflectivity, we'll go to the velocity and kind of give people a good idea of how those intertwine with one another. So this is where that inflow is. And again, very broad, the reflectivity it's rain wrapped. You're not gonna see it. And at this point, it looks very, very broad. So at this point, I would say that this is going to be more of a wind event than anything else. We'll have to check in with the National Weather Service as we go through the rest of the morning. But this tornado warning goes until 7:30. And again, this looks fairly broad. We're not looking at really much. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with the circulation of this system. But again, the National Weather Service seems necessary that you have the tornado warning in place. Whether or not they extend it into the western half of the county or continue it into Walker is to be determined. Let's take you back into some of the severe thunderstorm warnings that we've got our eyes on as well. That went up and through Marion County and through Winston County. You've got a wall of water and winds upwards of about 70 miles an hour. Moving to the northeast. So let's click on that skit if we can, and we'll show you again. We'll remove the warning box and then we will put that skid on and show you again that the trajectory of this is going to be clipping places like Haleyville to Double Springs. If you live in Thornhill, Bortush, anywhere from South Haleyville to Haleyville itself, you've got about 15 minutes before this impacts you. You're talking a wall of water and winds up to 60 miles an hour. That could absolutely knock out trees and power lines. We had reports of Lamar County, in southern Lamar County where that warning was, that it is just some trees down, and that's all that they were looking at. So let's go back to this warning in Fayette County. The National Weather Service has just said at this time we are not leaning towards a tornado warning for northern Tuscaloosa or southern Walker based on radar trends. So they think the same way we are thinking. We're thinking that this looks more of just a broad center of circulation, not necessarily that really tight couplet, and it looks like it could be on the more windier side. So let's see, what are the winds inside this? If we can take a pixel query and see what they look like. So we've got 30-mile-per-hour winds butted up against 45-mile-per-hour winds, which again, not great. If that were to get tighter together, you'd see upwards of 50 to 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that's why we would say that, yeah, that looks like probably a tornado. If we can, we'll go to the correlation coefficient and see if there is any confirmed debris with this, and I would say probably not. If I looked like it, we'll go to, it says CC over here, Mick. You got it? Cool deal. Yeah, what do you see? See a bunch of nothing. It doesn't look like there's any sort of actual confirmed debris, and we can clear some of these numbers out for everybody, but that's going to be that big picture of where that tornado warning is located, and it's moving to the east. So Highway 43, you can come out of Fayette, hit Cleveland, hit 43 south. The tornado warning itself does look like it extends all the way to the city of Barry and the county line back over towards even northern Tuscaloosa and Walker. With that being said, the National Weather Service does not look like they're going to extend it into Walker or northern Tuscaloosa County. Mick, are you taking us back to these cells back and through Pickens or headed towards Pickens in northern Sumter County? We can take you into those if you want. We'll show you again. This one's coming up out of Mississippi, Philadelphia, Mississippi, Macon, Mississippi, and back over to Kosciuszko. That's all moving east. So places like Aliceville, Sumter County, you're going to be in the mix of this, and it will clip places like Utah, Bolagie, those of you in Beavertown, 702. So I know this looks a little confusing. So let's take off the information, those little white dots if we can, and we'll just kind of show people the trajectory of it. And if we can, just we'll clear off of the data, and then we'll show you again that severe thunderstorm warning. If it holds together, will include portions of Sumter, Pickens County, and that could then move into Tuscaloosa County. According to the National Weather Service, it does not look like that they're going to expand this tornado warning. For Winston County, the cell affecting you, it's breezy, but it's under severe criteria. So they're not going to be expanding that severe thunderstorm warning into Winston County. So just be mindful that even though it is pouring down rain, and yes, it's gusty outside, if it's not 58-mile-per-hour winds or greater, or it doesn't have 1-inch hail or greater, they won't expand that severe thunderstorm warning. So the reason we're wall to wall right now is for this one tornado warning that's going to go until 7:30. We've got 30 minutes left of tracking this cell, and from what the National Weather Service looks like, they may just let this thing run out, but we're looking at the broad circulation. It does not look like that this is that really tight center of circulation, but those of you in New Lexington who sit right on 43 in Concord, I would say from Bankston to New Lexington, you do not need to be in a car. You do not need to be traveling on 43 right now. That center of circulation is going to cross right over you. City of Barry, my friends in Barry, oh, I just love y'all so much. This little city right here is so precious, and this center of circulation is going to be coming right on top of you. For right now, it does look like it's fairly broad, but if you've got the kids up, which you should have already woken them up, you need to take them down to the center room of your home. You and your children need to have a helmet on. I don't care if you're 8 or 80 years old, a helmet is a necessity. Put it on, and honestly, you should treat these severe thunderstorm warnings this morning as well the same way. With gusts upwards of 50+ miles an hour, it can easily knock down trees, it can easily knock down power lines. The other thing, turn the TV up as loud as you possibly can. Go to your safe room, and if you can hear me talking, that's great. Take your phone. Also, we're streaming on Facebook. We've got the website pulled up as well. We are live on all fronts to walk you through this. We are going to do this hand in hand as we always do. So this is Fayette County again. The tornado warning until 7:30 includes the city of Concord. You've got some really strong gusty winds crossing over I would say that's New Chapel Road. Mickey, I think I need new contacts. I'm having a hard time over here. Can't see. Anyways, this is New Lexington to Bankston. If you're on this stretch of 43 from Bankston to New Lexington, you do not need to be on the road. Give yourself probably about 45 minutes. Be late to work. Blame me, okay? Don't get on the road right now. If you live in New Lexington to Bankston, you do not need to be on this stretch of 43. If you live in the city of Barry, you're about to get inundated with some very heavy rain and some stronger, gustier winds. At this time, there's no real indication of a radar indicated tornado warning at this point. It is still just a warning. So you need to be in your safe place. You need to get to that lowest level, most interior room of your home. But it looks like this is more just a long line of rain, wind, and frequent lightning. That's probably waking you up right now if your National Weather Service radio or your NOAA weather radio went off. So those of you along 43 from about, I'd say, Bankston down to really Kingston, you've got to be in your safe place, or New Lexington and then Bankston. You need to be in your safe place along that stretch of 43. If you live in Barry, you also need to be in your safe place. I would give you the all clear if you live in Belk. If you live in the city of Fayette, or if you live in the city of Gumbud, I would go ahead and you have got the all clear. You are looking good at this time. The rain has now become light. For those of you in the city of Cleveland to Barry, you need to be in your safe place. That's moving off to the east fairly quickly. This is all going about 45 miles an hour. Those of you in Pea Ridge, those of you in Studdard's Crossroads need to be in your safe place as well. So let's take all this off and kind of set the stage. We'll zoom into these two warnings that we've got going on right now. The first one includes northern Fayette. Here, we'll just go to that one. We'll just go to this county and we'll talk about what's going on in Fayette County. The northern half of the state, or I should say the northern half of the county, is under a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:30. The southern half of the county, or central and southern half of the county, underneath the tornado warning until 7:30. You've got two centers of circulation that they're looking at. They cross over 43. There's these kinks in the line, but at this point it looks very broad. It looks like we are going to be dealing with more of a wind event than anything else. So according to the National Weather Service, the feature that they've been tracking towards Newtonville, the one we've been looking at, and then Fayette, basically near Walnut Lane Road, it's about to cross into northern Tuscaloosa County. So that would clip again. If it continues just north of New Lexington, it would move back over to Tuscaloosa County. Wyndham Springs, you're in Tuscaloosa County. Sandtown, right in Tuscaloosa County. Samantha, a little bit further to the east. So you've got New Lexington as it crosses over 43. Again, that's where that circulation is. It looks fairly broad. It's becoming, quote unquote, what they say, less impressive. But bottom line is you need to be in your safe place until we give you the all clear. Gumbud, I give you the all clear. If you live in Concord, right now you've just got really heavy rain falling. Lots of thunder, lots of lightning. It could probably sound fairly scary, but for right now that circulation is just north of you. Right here, right along 43. That's where, let's zoom in if we can, and we'll show everybody where that little kink in the road is. Go back this direction. We're along 43. It is crossing from Bankston to New Lexington. We'll go from Bankston. We'll put Bankston up here. Nope, we'll go back Bankston, and then we'll go down to Fayette. Oop, if we can, zoom out a little bit. There we go, Mick, and we'll zoom into right to this cross section of 43 if we can. We'll go from Bankston down to New Lexington. That circulation center is where we're most concerned about. Keep going south. We'll keep going south. If we can, there we go. Are you looking at the monitor or are you looking at the computer? Mickey, my right hand man, I love it. We're having a good time this morning. And of course, Matt, again, has been updating digital stuff. He has pushed out a lot of alerts. So if you have your phone, if you got the First Alert weather app, that is going to come in handy as well as we continue to track these tornado warnings this morning. Again, this looks like a very broad center of circulation from New Lexington up through about the city of Cleveland. Very, very broad. Those of you in Barry, you're about to get hit with some very heavy rain and some stronger gustier winds along Highway 43, New Lexington, which again moves over into Tuscaloosa County. Whether or not they extend it is to be determined. People are sending in pictures across all social media platforms. Have you guys, Matt, have you checked in on anything? Have nobody said anything? Yeah. I think what we're doing is we're just going to be holding on to this until about 7:30. So we've got about 20 more minutes of where this cell has that circulation center. Otherwise, that's all we've got on our end of the state. Back towards the west in portions of Mississippi, there's several severe thunderstorm warnings. Those, if they hold together, they'll be moving into Pickens and even, I'd say, back through northern Sumter County. So you've got this line, this broken line segment. What we've been talking about all morning is that this line would be moving in close to around rush time in West Alabama. What we think will also happen is later this morning, close to about 8, 9 o'clock, you may get two different sections. The first one clipping the northern half of the state, the second one coming in from the southern half. So those of you in Marion County, from Demopolis to Fonsdale to the city of Linden, you will also be dealing with the possibility of some stronger gustier winds. But at this time, we've got one tornado warning in Fayette County, and the northern half of that county is under a severe thunderstorm warning. So it looks like the National Weather Service seconds ago will cancel the tornado warning. It's going to expire here with probably the next, it just expired. So now what they've done is they've continued with a severe thunderstorm warning. So let's set the stage before we go back to Mike and Janice and get on with the good day. And we'll be here all morning, continue to update you as well. Let's set the stage, let's get them back in their spots and kind of walk you through this, the big picture. You've got heavy rain, strong gusty winds from Winston to Walker to Fayette to Pickens and even northern Tuscaloosa County. That cell that was tornado warned coming out of Fayette County is moving to the south and to the east. If we can, we'll hold off on, we'll draw and stuff. We'll put these, the skits show the direction of where that cell is headed. It's going to be moving into northern Tuscaloosa County. So it's this. We'll take the big picture and show you from about Winston to Fayette to northern Pickens County. Going to see a lot of wind and strong winds along with some very heavy rain. It's moving to the east at about 45 miles an hour. The cell that had some rotation is leaving Fayette, moving into northern Tuscaloosa County. We can zoom out quickly and we'll show you kind of the big picture before we send it back to everybody else. Everyone is underneath a severe thunderstorm watch until noon today. So any of these cells that do develop throughout the rest of the morning into the early mid-morning hours has the possibility to turn severe. At any point, we could be looking at another round of isolated tornadoes with any kinks in the line or any severe thunderstorm warnings. So we'll keep our eyes on the National Weather Service, and of course, if there are any other tornado warnings issued, we will be right back here with updated information. But for now, do I send it back to Mike and Janice, or we're going to send it to a break, readjust, and we'll be back here right after these messages. Okay. We'll run to the break. We are going to run to the break. Thank you. I was getting a little cotton mouthy. Oh, thank you.
I was here if you ever wanted to toss it to me, but I was a little rusty on radar. Sorry. I was trying to follow you and watch you on TV.
Yeah, I was like, you need to look at that.
live on your side. Good Day Alabama starts with First Alert Weather.
Dang.
You can't really tell.
I know. This had been
I
an
don't
actual
think.
emergency.
Every now and then I'll hear it on the radio.
Yeah.
So few people listen to the radio anymore.
Kelly said CBS 42 was wishing people a happy birthday while everybody else was in the tornado.
I told Janice that they were in regular
Yeah, we
programming.
noticed that they